Hello and welcome to Select 10. If you have already watched a lot of the new shows from 2023 and are hoping to watch some of the best series with several seasons or fully completed shows, then this video will be exciting to you. Today, we're going to highlight some of the most overlooked web series you should watch in 2023. These suggestions include shows that were not cancelled, therefore, some of the series mentioned in these selections have already ended their runs, while others have multiple seasons. Now let's start the video. Number 10. The Handmaid's Tale. It is a dystopian series created by Bruce Miller. It's a true hidden gem that every fan should see. The show has had 5 seasons thus far, and it has been renewed for a 6th final season. The narrative takes place in the tyrannical nation of Gilead and centers on Offred, a female servant who is forced to procreate for powerful people owing to an issue with fertility in the rest of society. Meanwhile, Gilead is run by a fundamentalist dictatorship that regards women as state property, which causes them to embark on a last-ditch effort to repopulate a destroyed planet, with the groups of surviving fertile women being put into servitude for sexual purposes. Offred is one of these females who is struggling to live in this horrific society and find her missing child. The series' overall idea is thought-provoking, highlighting issues including female injustice, reproductive rights, and the mistreatment of power. Some viewers may find specific moments distressing or unsettling due to the story's intense subjects, but overall, the show is well worth seeing because of its aesthetically stunning narrative, frightening approach, and emotionally gripping storyline. Number 9. The Leftovers. It is a supernatural mystery series created by Damon Lindelof and Tom Perrotta. Although this show has a dedicated following, the general public is still not aware of its existence. So, if you haven't watched it yet, this review is for you to decide whether or not this show is for you. The narrative opens in the wake of a worldwide occurrence known as the sudden departure, in which 2% of the human race inexplicably vanishes without reason. After this mysterious occurrence, the majority of people attempt to preserve balance, while profound sadness has torn apart communities and transformed belief into doubt, fear, and craziness. The story's main character is police officer Kevin Garvey, who has to maintain peace among the town's residents and occult organizations while juggling his own personal problems. The series digs into the spiritual issues that plague those left behind and offers a perfect balance of mystery, tension, and supernatural elements. The main drawback is that as the plot develops, it becomes incredibly complicated, which can occasionally make viewers confused. Overall, it is quite fascinating and captures your interest right away with its look at how people function in the midst of bizarre events. Number 8. The Fall. It is a crime drama series created by Alan Cubitt. The plot follows Police Inspector Stella Gibson, an experienced investigative officer who assesses examinations, is designated by the police force of Northern Ireland to evaluate the status of a case of murder that has been ongoing for more than 28 days. However, when it becomes clear that a psychopath is on the loose, area policemen must collaborate with Stella to identify the mastermind of attacks on young professionals in Belfast. As time goes by, Stella's team works assiduously to develop a case, but they encounter challenges within as well as outside the agency. I was captivated by this series from beginning to end, which is good, given that it doesn't feel like a traditional crime series. Every scene moves the story forward, building a strong sense of suspense. Although it takes the plot a while to solve the puzzles, which might occasionally feel a little stretched. But compared to its excellent crime investigation drama, such a flaw is negligible. Number 7. Succession. It is a satirical family drama created by Jesse Armstrong. The show centers on a rich family that runs a major media and entertainment business. The primary tension in the narrative revolves around who will take over the corporation after its founders step down. 3 of the founders' children are involved in the present scenario, along with a large number of other people who want an ownership stake in the enormous empire. The story may appear straightforward upon first listening, but it has amazing family drama, an underlying concept of power and influence, as well as surprisingly emotional portions. Ironically, all of the characters struggle to find true joy amid their unrelenting pursuit of power and wealth. The show's dark humor, excellent acting, and dramatic realism are reinforced by smart and humorous storytelling. Additionally, there is constant office politics that infects both the royal home and the place of work. The 4th and final season of the show, which debuted in 2023, wrapped up its extraordinary story. Number 6. Mr. In Between. It is a crime comedy series created by Scott Ryan. The plot centers on Ray Shoesmith, a shady hitman who struggles to balance his professional and private lives. The show focuses on subjects such as violence, friends and family, and the hazy boundary between what is right and what is not. The show looks at Trey as he attempts to manage his frightening profession while keeping up challenging connections with his daughter, ex-wife, sibling, and several crime partners. The narrative offers a unique mix of comedy and serious storytelling that explores various aspects of Ray's life and the outcomes of his choices. Overall, the show's dark humor and character-centered plot are its strongest features, making it worth watching. The show has 3 seasons, which naturally conclude the main plot and completely satisfy the show's audience. 11/22/63. It is a sci-fi thriller miniseries based on the book of the same name by Stephen King. The story centers around Jake Epping, who comes upon a time gateway that enables him to go back in time to 1960. His goal is to stop President John F. Kennedy from being assassinated on November 22, 1963. But his devotion to that specific period and a woman, as well as the past's unwillingness to change, put him at risk. The series does a fantastic job of creating the vibe of the 1960s, and the filming expertly replicates the historical era, completely engrossing audiences in it. The show's ability to effortlessly combine aspects of science fiction, historical storytelling, and mystery genres is one of its highlights. It also explores the effects of changing the past and the ethical challenges that result from Jake's assignment. But some tolerance for imagination might be necessary due to the deeply complex time travel concepts presented in the show. Number 4. Sweet Home. First of all, the show has been renewed for a second and third season, and the second season is anticipated to debut on December 15, 2023. And for those who haven't watched the show yet, here is all you need to know about the main plot. There won't be any spoilers, I assure. The show is based on the well-known webcomic of the same name and tells the tale of a number of tenants imprisoned in a housing complex as an unknown virus spreads and transforms infected humans into hideous mutants. The main focus of the story is on a young man, recent resident of the building, and his fellow tenants as they struggle for their lives fighting these ferocious monsters. The drama keeps you on the edge of your seat with its unforeseen surprises and unexpected turns, continually escalating the level of danger for the characters. The show features plenty of dramatic and gruesome action and gore, which may be uncomfortable for some. It has great visual effects that help bring the monstrous beings to life. In general, Sweet Home is a thrilling series that skillfully combines action, tension, and horror. Number 3. The White Queen. It is a historical drama series based on Philippa Gregory's book series, The Cousins' War. The story unfolds amid the historical setting of the Wars of the Roses and tells the narrative of women who took part in England's long-term struggle for the crown of England. The Wars of the Roses were a number of civil conflicts undertook in the middle to late 15th century over the authority of the throne of England. The plot opens in 1464 during a 9-year civil war between 2 generations of the same family, the House of York and the House of Lancaster, over the succession to the crown. The main dispute of the narrative revolves around Elizabeth Woodville, Margaret Beaufort, and Anne Neville's struggle for dominance as they attempt to trick and charm their way closer to the throne. The narrative covers power conflicts, political conspiracy, while offering a fictional depiction of what happened. The show makes up some events and takes creative freedom alongside others in order to maintain historical reliability, although the highly complex political system of the era was not properly portrayed. In the end, The White Queen is a solid watch for people who like historical stories. Number 2. The Alienist. It is a highly thrilling cerebral thriller that introduces the viewer to the frightening and mysterious environment of mid-19th century New York City. Based on a Caleb Carr novel, the narrative follows a group of odd detectives as they attempt to investigate a string of horrifying killings. These individuals include a forensic psychologist, a magazine designer, and a law enforcement assistant. With its shadowy neighborhoods and oddly elegant shots, the execution of the concept is superb and successfully captures the rough and luxurious backdrop of older New York. Daniel Bruhl gives an engaging performance as Dr. Laszlo Kreisler, the alienist, who is trying to figure out the killer's mentality. In the meantime, Dakota Fanning and Luke Evans both excel in their roles, giving their characters dimension and substance. The plot is fascinating as well as terrifying, as it explores the darkest parts of mankind and examines issues like trauma, passion, and the cloudy line between the good and the bad. The Alienist is masterfully written, but because of the slow pace of its plot, some viewers might lose interest. Nevertheless, it is an absolute must-watch for people who like slow burn storytelling and are fascinated by the mental aspects of solving crimes. Number 1. Black Sails. It is a historical adventure series created by Jonathan E. Steinberg and Robert Levine. Through its 4 spectacular seasons, the show transports audiences on a deadly ocean adventure full of pirates, treasure hunting, and a touch of politics. The show delivers a distinctive fusion of imaginary characters and actual history, with the main plot centering around Captain Flint, the most feared pirate of his time. The story is set in 1715, when Flint struggles to keep the inhabitants of New Providence Island alive amid the threat of attacks from British and Spanish forces. The rest of the story evolves as he attempts to strategize to protect his own people, but opposing commanders, captains, and a larger limitation stand in the way of his success. The show's gorgeously constructed sets transport fans to the Caribbean, where pirates rule the waterways. The attention to detail, from the clothing to the ships, gives the setting a realistic feel. The show expertly balances action-packed pirate journeys with political suspense and interpersonal problems while juggling many plotlines. Due to its dark themes, Black Sails might not be for all viewers, despite the fact that it excels in many other areas. However, for viewers who like to see raw and lifelike representations of pirate life, Black Sails offers plenty. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.